Hey guys, Scott back once again with you. Sorry, I just had to check something there on my video. New beer dissection video for you today. What I have is from Floyds Brewing Company. Okay, this one is called Undead Pale Ale. I'm not even quite sure. I don't, some beers I do more research beforehand than others. This is only the second time I'm having a beer from Floyds. I haven't had this one from them at all. So if you're interested, there is probably a video either being posted very soon, or if you take a look in beer dissection and do a search, you can probably find. I don't even recall off the top of my head the name of that one. I kind of, at the filming of this, I recorded roughly a week ago. But it was a very good beer. So this is a pale ale. I was expecting it to say India Pale Ale or regular IPA, because that just seems to be, what everyone's brewing these days. But this is coming in at 6.5% alcohol. I don't have too much more than that. I don't have IBU units or anything like that. But at 6.5%, years ago this would be very heavy. Nowadays, with the way IPAs and pale ales are, and just American beers in general, these brewers, they're jacking the percentage up. This is, I would almost consider, sessionable now compared to your, 7, 8, 9, 10% alcohol beers. So, brewed and canned, Floyds Brewing Company in Munster, Indiana. Okay, so if you're familiar with this brewery or you work for them, please give me a little shout out below. Just say hello. Basically on the can it says this, even though I'm going to have it spinning over my shoulder, this intensely hopped and gushing Undead Pale Ale will be one's only respite after the zombie apocalypse. Create with your marvelous friends. So there is a crazy little creature guy on there, if you can't see that. Okay, so pretty snazzy can, okay, which a lot of these breweries are doing these days. So anyway, that's pretty much it. So let's take a taste of this. I can't tell you, it just says pale ale. So if it's, pale ale / IPA, we'll see. Regular kind of tulip glass I have here. Okay, let's crack this open. Okay. Okay, great. So let's leave it there. So first of all, a nice couple inches of a light tan to white head. Definitely kind of a medium to dark gold color. Pretty hazy. There's probably some chill haze. With any of these pale ales or suspicious of this being a regular IPA, the same spiel you've heard me say. Polyphenols from the hops, sometimes with wheat and oats. I don't know the grist on this beer. I'm guessing maybe they're not using oats in this particular one. But there's a slight, orange hue to it, with that gold, maybe light amber. On the camera there, it's looking a little bit more of kind of that gold color. When I'm looking at it here, it looks a little dank. It almost has I don't want to say a brownish color, but almost like there's like a little brown trying to work its way through to make it more like a copper. I'm hoping it doesn't have anything to do with the oxidation of the beer. I'm going to try to see if I can see the package done. Okay, so it is getting a little age here. This is December 5th of 22. I'm filming this in May of 23. So we're looking at 5 to 6 months, which is not that extreme, but you're looking 5-6 months. And then we don't know how it's being stored at your local beer stores or shipped. We're going to take a smell and taste of this, but we are risking a little bit of some oxidation here. That's why when I was kind of showing you up on the camera, this is the first can I'm having of a particular 6-pack I have. To you guys on the camera, if it's reflecting well for what I'm looking at, it looks pretty nice and gold. My side, it's looking a little bit more on a little bit of a tinge of copper to brown. I'm hoping it's not oxidized at all. All right, so let's take a sniff of the aroma. Now, tell you the aroma's nice. It's kind of got melon, peach, kind of like cantaloupe, peach, We like white grape. Not much citrus. I wouldn't argue with someone if they smelt it, but kind of that peach melon, a little stone fruit. If there's any citrus, we're getting a little bit of maybe like apricot, which I don't even know if apricot is even technically citrus, but meaning like, you kind of get a little bit of orange, apricot, white grape, okay? Malt, pretty neutral. I was expecting to be like more like bread crusty, but it's still kind of white bread. Yeah, listen, maybe a little bit of crust on there. But very nice. It actually smells better than I thought it was when I was kind of being suspicious of whether it was a little bit oxidized. But very nice. Peach, apricot, light citrus, maybe a little slight orange. No lemon, no pine, nothing like that. Okay, to kind of give you a little idea what we're looking at or smelling here. Okay, so let's take a swig of this, guys. Cheers. Oh, wow, actually, a little more carbonated than I thought it was going to be. Kind of like medium to high carbonation here. Not as high as, say, like a Belgian Duvel or, Belgian, Golden Strong or anything like that, but definitely a little more highly carbonated. Definitely a pronounced bitterness. I'm almost getting a little bit of a slight astringency in there. Maybe from the citrus, the apricot type of thing. Some of the IPAs, it's a little bit sometimes tough to pick up. I'm not getting any oxidized flavors, like any papery things. So that is good. A little bit more on the flavor compared to the aroma, a little bit more malt, bread crust. But there is on the aftertaste a little bit of that astringency that you get, but still very nice. It's got a good amount of bold carbonation there. It just kind of got that, and the bitterness, like I said, is kind of that moderate to pronounced. You still kind of get that stone fruit peach, kind of a hybrid between like a peach, apricot, orangey type of flavor there. I don't really get that white grape. I usually get the white grape on the nose. There's a hop, Nelson Sauvin. I think it's an Australian variety. Sometimes on the nose I'll get the white grape. I don't get that on the palate. Get some nice lacing here on the glass. I don't have the nucleation points on some of my glasses that I have that are maybe not the perfectly beer clean glass. But again, on the nose still, you get kind of that melon, peach, kind of aromas. Again, definitely get a little bit of that carbonic bite from that medium to a little bit higher than average carbonation. No alcoholic warmth. But definitely, guys, if you like a lot of citrus grapefruit IPAs, this isn't it. This is kind of more stone fruit, melon, maybe a little bit of candied orange kind of flavor. But definitely solid beer. If I wasn't getting a little bit of astringency, I don't know if it's sometimes a little bit of the carbonic bite with this kind of like the pith from a grapefruit or orange, you get kind of that little, I don't want to call it sour. The beer's not sour. That's just kind of holding back probably my grade here a little bit. I'd give it a good solid B beer. I definitely wouldn't stick my nose up at it. I would buy. I actually like the other 3 Floyds beer that I had. This one is definitely very solid. I think I'd like the other one. I wish I would remember the name of that one that I had. You could search for that if I have it posted by the time you're watching this. But it just kind of leaves me a little bit of this tart astringency. That's the only thing holding it back, but it's got a great nose on it. Again, with the peach, apricot. On the flavor, similar thing. Peach, apricot. Someone wanted to argue that there was a little tropical fruit. That's fine. A little bit cantaloupe. Neutral malt. Actually, I think I'm getting a little bit, the bitterness is building a little bit as I'm talking to you guys or talking to my camera here. But definitely a very good beer. Again, this is only the second one I've had from Zombie Dust. So I give it a B. It sounds like critical but there are so many competitive, the marketplace for IPAs, whether it's West Coast, New England, was so competitive. I've had better than this, but with no doubt, if I saw this on the shelf again, 3 Floyds, Zombie Dust, Undead Pale Ale, I definitely would buy it again. Okay, they're classifying it as a pale ale. I would not compare this to, say, Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. I think this has a little bit more bitterness than that. And that one's a little bit more crisper. Maybe I'd do a side-by-side beer face-off video on that one. And it says it's not normal, this beer. So anyway, guys, the beer dissection video was another one from 3 Floyds, Zombie Dust Undead IPA, with this crazy creature on there. I would recommend it. It probably averaged to slightly above average in a lot of other IPAs. It's kind of like a little bit more bitterness to a West Coast IPA, but it has some of that tropical fruit that you may crave from your IPAs. So I would recommend it overall, even though I gave a little wiggle room for other beers to beat it in my grading system. All right, guys, so last time, our Zombie Dust, 3 Floyds. Anyway, have a great day. Take care. Cheers. Bye-bye.